Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Energize Live. I don't know why I chose Harry Potter this morning. It just sort of called to me. I'm like, what should we play this morning? We're playing Harry Potter. It's the Harry Potter theme song this morning. It just feels appropriate for October, you know? Like it feels like Harry Potter should just sort of be playing everywhere you go in October, the Harry Potter theme song. So good morning. Welcome to Energize Live on this Monday morning, October 10th. Y'all, yesterday was October 1st and today's October 10th. That's what time does. That's what time does. Time just goes. So we got a little Harry Potter while I'm making my Energize. And we are going to talk about, did you see the poll that I put on my stories yesterday? And if you saw it and you voted on it, I need to know what you voted. So the poll that I put on my stories yesterday was, if you could choose one for the rest of your life, what would you choose? A massage or a facial? Let's say you could get one, I don't know, every month for the rest of your life, but you could only get one, either a massage or a facial. What would you choose? And that was my poll yesterday. And I want to know what you voted. So if you voted or if you didn't vote, I don't care. But tell me this morning, what would you choose? A massage or a facial? Let's say one a month for the rest of your life. What would you choose? Alexa off. Oh, so some people, okay. It's funny because I'm going to let you vote, and then I'm going to tell you what the overwhelming winner was. And then I'm going to tell you what I did yesterday at the Four Seasons Spa, which is my favorite place. It's my favorite place. And I'm going to show you this amazing cup. Did you see my amazing cup I made first thing in? Okay, so people saying massage. Most people are saying massage. I see it. If you could choose one for the rest of your life, I'm just saying once a month, just for a guideline. Either massage or a facial, what would you choose? Nina, you voted massage. Okay, so overwhelming yesterday. The answer was massage. That was the overwhelming answer that most people, and I'm seeing it hold true here today, that most people would choose a massage over a facial. You know, I think that you know by now, I am not most people. I had a facial yesterday, and I would choose a facial. I would have a facial every week from now until the end of time, if I could afford said facial and if I had the time to. It's so interesting because here's another question for you. Also, look at this. Just look. Are you kidding me? Look how amazing this is. Look at that. Look at that. How amazing is that? I don't have my necklaces on with my lightning bolt right now because I'm cleaning them, but look at that. Tell me you don't want this amazing. How amazing is that? It's amazing. I don't know. Maybe you don't think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. Hold, please. Lady, I don't know why you're sitting there. If you're done with your food, you're going to go lay down. What was I talking about? Massage or facial? Oh, okay. This is interesting because, you know, I used to get my nails done. I don't anymore. I like a good pedicure, but it's such a time suck. I have to really stay up with my haircuts. When you have short hair, you have zero gray area to play. There's no room to play. There's no. So I haircuts are fine, whatever. I will tell you that most of the time, that kind of stuff, that kind of like selfie carry kind of stuff, unless it's, like yesterday, what I did yesterday, I'm like, pick it up. Like it feels like a time suck to me. Does anyone else feel that way? I know a lot of women who, my mom loved going to the hair salon, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I got lives to change. I got a business to build. I got people to help. Let's be about it, you know? But for some reason, when I go to the spa, because yesterday I got a facial, it's my favorite thing in the world. And if I had to choose one, I am the I'm the oddball out of all of you. If I had to choose one for the rest of my life, I would choose facial. I would choose facial over massage every time, all the time. And I just would. But for some reason, when I go do that, it feels like blue sky time to me. Like it feels like creative time. It feels like giving myself a reset where, I came home and I was like, let's get the stuff done. And I like powered through my focused 5. I was like on a roll getting it done. There's something about that reset, that forced reset in that kind of situation. But yes, the nail salon is like a freaking time suck to me. So I used to get my nails done. I used to get my nails done all the time. And I bet there are, I'm sure there have to be Energized lives where, so I used to, context, take a breath. I started getting my nails done when I was teaching high school. Okay, hold please, I have to take a drink. Which also meant I had young children. I don't know how I took my girls everywhere with me. This whole thing is so interesting to me about parenting because my girls literally went everywhere with me. Oh, you have your OBGYN appointment? Well, your girls are going to be going with me. Oh, you have your haircut? My girls were with me. Oh, you have to get your nails done? The girls are with me. Like my children went everywhere with me, which is probably why they can actually have a normal human conversation with other normal humans today, because they went everywhere with me and had to have normal human conversation. With their little bag of books and coloring books and snacks and crayons and things like that, and they had to figure it out. So anyway, I digress. So I started getting my nails done when I was teaching high school. I just thought it looked nice when I was in front of people having my nails done. And then when I got into fitness and I became a master trainer and I was on video and all that kind of stuff, I continued to think that if I was speaking to a group of people, I'm like, it looks nice. And then I was doing PIO certifications. If you're familiar with that format, it's, kind of our mind, body, Pilates, yoga, athletic type class, flexibility, mobility training class, and you're barefoot in it. And if I was doing a 10-hour long PIO training, you best bet my toes needed to look good. So I would get pedicures for that, et cetera, et cetera. And then I had nails for a while. I just thought they looked nicer. This is interesting because my mom had horrible nails and she would get her nails done, but she complained about her nails all the time. They were weak, they were brittle, Listen to me. My mom's nutrition sucks, okay? She drinks her Shakeology, but other than that, it sucks, okay? It just is what it is. No supplements, whatever. And of course, we already know she doesn't drink any water, okay? So her nails are always so weak and so peely, and mine were kind of weak, peely, whatever. But I also think I inherited that I thought my nails were bad because she was always like, nails are so bad. And so I had my nails done for a long time, and then the pandemic happened. Clearly, I had no nails. And then I got them put on last year. I think I was speaking, maybe it was going to leadership this year or something. I don't know. This time last year, I got them put back on for something. And I kept them up for a little while. 2-3 months-ish. And then we bought the house here. And I knew we were moving in March. So like in January, I had them taken off because I knew we would be packing boxes and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm just going to lose them. And they looked horrible. I mean, they looked terrible. They were weak. And I'm like, see, this is what happens. Okay, now listen. We moved. I'm in the sunshine and the vitamin D. I started taking magnesium, which I'd never done in my life. I get magnesium in other things, like in my shake or other things, but I had never taken magnesium as a supplement before. Started taking magnesium as a supplement. My water consumption went up because it's warmer, so my hydration went up even more than what it was already doing. Of course, I drink my shake every day. I started taking first thing in like June, July. Listen to me, my nails have never been like this. They've never been like super strong, and so hear that. all that to say, there's a lot that goes in to, people are always say to me, like, what's your skincare routine? What's your skincare routine? I freaking hydrate like a boss. I take really good supplements. I drink my superfood shake. I take care of my skin. And I really like my life. So I think it's just so interesting how we forget that what's going into our bodies is what's manifesting out. Manifesting out. So, Kate, you just gave me a great idea. I think that will be the subject of my next JV Inner Circle Live. That's a great idea. The next JV Inner Circle Live, I'm not sure when that's going to be. Just for my subscribers, I'm going to go through my supplements. Great idea. Awesome idea. The next subscriber live, I call Inner Circle. The next subscriber live, I'm going to go through all my supplements that I use and what I feel has benefited me the most. So you want that? You'll have to subscribe, because we had such a great conversation last Friday. Who was on there? If any of you were on there, any of my subscribers that were on there, we had a really great conversation. And we dug into it, right? And it's so intimate and so personal. And like, if you're subscribing, like, you're my person, and I don't have to worry about randos, and I don't have to worry about weird snarky comments, and I don't have to worry about, I just don't have to worry about comments that don't make sense. And like, we still, right, Melinda? It was just a great conversation of like, here's some things that might help you. What are you using? And I hope this helps. So that is a great idea. I think I'll do that on my next subscriber live. I'll just go through my supplements and what I use. Yes. Okay. So all of that to say that I find most self-care stuff a time suck. I find most of it a time suck. I find getting my nails done a time suck. Even though I value a pedicure because I want my feet and my toes, especially living in warm weather where your feet are out all the time, I just think feet are really important to take care of. They just are. And I value that, but I'm like, oh my God, I will put it off forever. But if you tell me I have to go get a facial, I'm like, I am on the phone to the spa, like right away. There's a different vibe when I go there. You can't have your phone. So you can have your phone, you can be on your phone the entire time when you're getting your nails or your toes done or whatever. You can't have your phone. You can't do anything other than just be quiet and still with your thoughts and your feelings, and there's a lot of clarity that'll come through. So I find that form of self-care super beneficial. So anyway, I thought so. And if you chose massage over facial, you probably feel the same. So now here's my next question. If you know that it's beneficial, and that's the thing you would choose, my next question is, how often do you have it done? How often do you schedule that thing that you love? So take off the things you don't. Don't worry about your hair or your nails or anything that you don't love doing that you think is a time suck. How often do you schedule? If it's a massage for you, how often do you schedule a massage? If it's a facial for you, how often do you schedule a facial? Whatever the thing is, Megan says once a month. Megan's also a physical therapist, so she knows the value of that. So Megan schedules a massage once a month. Crystal says barely once a year. Why? Gia says once a month massage. Why does it feel so? First of all, be kind to you, 8. We can't have a conversation until you change your Instagram handle. There's a lot of work that has to happen first in that answer and that Instagram handle. Okay. Change your Instagram handle so we can actually have a conversation, and then please come back and we'll have a conversation. But why? Why, if you love it and it's beneficial to you, if you love the thing and it's beneficial for you, why are you not scheduling it? Andrea says once a month. Someone says once a month. Suzette says once a month. I'm curious why. If you find value in it, it doesn't feel like a time suck to you. You find value in it. You find benefit to it. You feel better after. Why are we not scheduling it more regularly? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Not good enough, Elizabeth. Mm-mm. Nope, not good enough, Kimberly. Nope. Because let me tell you something. If your children came to you and said, I need to have XYZ, and it was the exact same price of that massage, you'd find the money. So it's not money. I'm getting more ice while you think about that. Learning to feel worthy of myself to schedule and take time for me. How many of you feel like you need to earn a massage or a facial? I need to do something so that I earn it. I need to do something so that I feel okay that I'm taking care of myself. I need to earn it. Mom guilt's invented, by the way, by moms. Invented. Like, we made that up. There is no such thing. We made it up, we gave it a name, and then we use it to not take care of ourselves. So knock it off, unless you want your children to have it. Because you invented it. We invented it. So we need to find someone new. Yes, we might need to find someone new. It's invented. Can I just tell you that never in my entirety of growing up, now remember, my parents are older when they had me, okay? So there was a patriarchal growing up situation. It was. And I don't mean that necessarily negatively. It's just that's kind of how it was. You know, dad was the breadwinner. Mom was the homemaker. It is how it is, okay? So it was pretty patriarchal, but never in the entirety of my growing up. And my mom did work but way before I was born. She was a telephone operator. You know, like a telephone operator, like with the cords, like you see in the old movies. Like literally, she was a telephone operator. When you look at video of that, she was a telephone operator for a company in town. And then when she had children, then of course she didn't work. My dad worked. And then, surprise, then I came along, and of course she didn't work. And she would go to lunch with her girlfriends, and they would go shopping and do things. In the entirety of my growing up, at no point ever did I ever hear her say, I have mom guilt over doing that. At no point, none. It's like our generation, my generation, and there's a generation in between because my parents are so much older. We started to invent this mom guilt thing. So it's almost like we invented it so that we can make other women feel bad. It's weird. And we invented it, and we need to stop. We need to knock it off. You've invented it in your head. We've invented it in our head. We invented a name for it. Because also, if you're married to a man, I'll use my example because I'm married to a man, but it doesn't matter if you're married to a goat. It doesn't matter. I'm married to a man, and let me tell you, at no point in my entirety of marriage has my husband ever said, I feel dad guilt. If those words came out of his mouth, I would laugh so hard. I'm like, you made that up. Because you don't even know what that is. You don't even know what that is. Yeah, I think so too, Brianna. I think social media, but here's the thing. I absolutely believe you have a point that social media kind of fueled that, because you see the moms with the really beautiful, like, children's parties, and they're so beautifully decorated, whatever. So you start to compare, and all of a sudden there's this weird concept that we invented called mom guilt. But here's the other thing. You and I, we control who we see on our social media feed. You and I do. We control who we see. So when we say social media fueled the concept, social media as the platform may have done that, but we buy into it because of who we follow. So if someone that you're following on social media isn't making you feel good about yourself, then you need to not follow them. And that's on you. So if you're following someone who then makes you feel guilty, an invented term, makes you feel guilty, makes you feel mom guilt, and you're following them on your social media and they show up on your feed and then you see that and you're like, you stop following them. So I do agree with you that, because suddenly with the advent of social media, we used to talk about this a lot when Josie, my middle one, was dancing. She was a ballerina when she was dancing, because her teacher would say, when she was growing up, when her teacher was growing up, her teacher had no idea what ballerinas were doing all across the world, right? All across the country. And then suddenly with the advent of social media, some genetically gifted young woman, genetically gifted, not necessarily super talented, but just genetically gifted young woman who has genetically gifted balance or whatever, all of a sudden shows up on social media and she's doing 12 pirouettes in a row. And now everybody thinks they have to do 12 pirouettes in a row when that was never the standard before this social media platform. Does that make sense? So there is some merit to that, saying, sometimes we feel more guilty because of social media. And that means we have to be even more conscious of who we're following on social media. So this has been a very rambly Energize Live. We talked about massages and facials and the value. I've ferreted out something that we're going to have to talk about at another time, this idea of worth and feeling like having to earn taking care of yourself. So we're going to have a conversation about that at some point. We've talked a little bit about social media and being careful who you follow, which goes back to what I talked about, I think, on a Real Talk, just being very cognizant on who you're following and the difference between sharing and showing. There is a difference between people who show up on social media to share. Listen, I hope truly that the vibe you get from me is, I literally have so much in my head, in my heart, that if I don't get on social media and share it, my husband would go bananas, because I would just be talking about it all the time here. I've got to share this stuff that I've learned, that I've experienced, that hopefully can help you in some way. There's a difference between people who are showing up to share on social media to be helpful, and people who are showing up to show on social media. Look what I have. Don't you wish your life was like mine? This is awesome. And they'll guise it in, they'll cover it in, I just want the best for you, or you could join me too. You can sit at our table too. But the whole vibe of it is, look how awesome I am. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? And can you picture someone in your mind right now who shows up to share and who shows up to show? Can you picture that person over here that shows up to show on social media? I know exactly who I'm talking about in my mind. So we've talked about that. We've talked about self-care. We've talked about feeling like you're worth of self-care. We're talking about social media. We're talking about the difference of the vibe on social media and the intent behind it. We were even talking about this in a coaching group that I was in, because we were talking about how our newer coaches are so often concerned with, how can I get my reel to go viral, instead of how can I show up and share this stuff that is changing my life. I don't give a frick if it goes viral or not. So there's much to be learned about social media. And you already know how much I love social media, because it's how we connect. It's how I meet you. So I love it. And I'm very careful who's in my feed. So we talked about that a little bit. I think there's something in here that I want to talk about, that I want to touch on. I actually talked about it in my daily dose today, the idea of consistency. I'm noticing in a lot of conversations I'm having more recently, this struggle with being consistent. Now, I don't know if you really are struggling with being consistent, or if this is a story that you're telling yourself. Kendria, what did I just say? You just said this. What did I just say? Please tell me so that we can go back to it. I might need to write it down. Maybe it's a topic that I need to come back to, but I don't remember what I said. Please tell me what I just said. So I'm finding a lot of conversations around consistency and this struggle with being consistent. Is it really happening in real life, or is this a story that you're telling yourself? What can I do to help you with consistency? There's something there too. So I feel like there's a lot that we need to cover in some different videos. Feeling worthy of taking care of yourself. curating your social media feed and also being intentional about what you're doing on social media. This idea of consistency. Yes, worrying less about a reel going viral. You have no control over that. Like, freaking show up on social media to share something that is helping you, to be entertaining, to be educational, to connect. The name of the platform is social media. Connect with people. Use it to connect. Stop using it to create division. So I feel like there's a lot of pieces here that we need to dive into on some future Energize Lives. And for my subscribers, we're going to talk about my supplements at some point. So if you're not subscribed, that would be a good idea to go do at some point today. Okay, so wow. We rambled a lot, but I think we ferreted out some topics. Did someone write these down? Please someone write these down for me and send them to me, because I forget what I say. So send them to me. Consistency, feeling worth of taking care of yourself, more on social media, how you're showing up on social media. What else? Send me a list so I know what we're going to talk about. Okay, let's wrap. Tomorrow I'm in my team page. So Energize Live is in my team page for my Spartan Nation coaches. If you're not a coach and you've been thinking about it, this would be a great time to do it. I'm starting my fast track into coaching later this month. So you're going to hear me talking about that. So tomorrow Energize Live is in my team page. Then on Wednesday morning, I leave for Arizona. So if you're looking for Energize Live, I cannot guarantee you what time I'm going to be on. I can't guarantee you what time I'm going to be on. So just stay tuned on my stories, because I'm also going to be on Pacific time, I think. Kendria, are we going to be on Pacific time or are we going to be on Mountain time? I thought we were on Mountain time, but I was talking to Brad Bizjack and he thinks we're on Pacific time. So I can't remember. So stay tuned to my story. Are we on Mountain or Pacific? We're on Pacific, which means I'm 3 hours behind what I normally am. So 3 hour difference. Okay. Oh, holy shikeys. You know the jet lag's going to be. So stay tuned to my stories, because I don't know if I'll be able to do very many Energized Lives, but if I do, there'll be weird times. So, and for my subscribers, we will wait till I'm back home to do that one about the supplements. If there's something else that comes up next week, then we'll do one next week that will just be different. But remind me, we'll do one on the supplements too. Okay, and then last but not least, I heard a rumor that Brad kept his free 5-day Success Accelerator open today. I heard he told me he was going to close it last night. I heard a rumor it was still open today. So if you have not signed up for it yet, and frankly, I'm just going to ask you this. If you are on an Energize Live at 7 a.m. in the morning, you are someone who wants to grow, because we don't mess around. We don't have any time for nonsense, as Brenda Burchard says. We have no time for nonsense. And if you are someone who's on an Energize Live that started at 6:30 a.m. and you're still here at 7 a.m. and you show up to this, you are someone who wants to grow. So if you are someone who wants to grow and you're not in that 5-day free Success Accelerator group, why? Elizabeth, we've talked about this multiple times. So you're going to go to my bio. It's the very first link. Now, you and I are going to have an opportunity to work together if you use my link to join. I am not kidding you. People will come to me later and they're like, I watched you on Energize Live and then I went to Brad's link and signed up. I'm like, why would you do that? I told you exactly where to go. I'm telling you exactly where to go. Go to the link in my bio that says My Links, click it, and it will be right at the top. It's the very first one. The very first one. And I heard a rumor it was still open today. I would go try. If you're not in it yet, I would go try. So it was supposed to close last night, and then I heard that it might still be open today. I would go try and see if you can get in. If you can get in, consider it a bonus and go do it. Because if you're the kind of person who's showing up for an Energize Live at 6:30 a.m., you're the kind of person who wants to grow. You're the kind of person who wants to get better. You're the kind of person who needs to be in a free 5-day Success Accelerator. The very name of the group, Success Accelerator. And you better bet your sweet booty that topics that will be covered in that Success Accelerator will be Consistency, knowing your worth, habits, your community, all things that we just talked about this morning will be talked about. And I'm speaking in that group on Thursday, I think. We're trying to figure out, that's why I was trying to figure out the time, because I'm going to be on Pacific time, but it's going to blah, blah, blah. So I know that I'm speaking in there on Thursday, but I'm not quite sure what time. So go do that right now. Get yourself in the place of most potential. If you're showing up here, you know you want to grow, you know you want more for your life, and you know that you have greatness inside you. That's why you're here. That's why we've connected. My job's to push you and challenge you. It's not to baby you. It's not to hold your hand and sing kumbaya and go, I know, life's so hard. Yep, it is. And there's 7 billion people on the planet, and you're not the only one that's going through whatever it is that you're going through, and you've got to get in your community that will help you elevate. Oh, Lori, why would you do that? Why would you not use my link? I'm confused why you wouldn't do that. That's neither here nor there. I'm bummed that you didn't do that either, but here you go. There you go. Maybe you're connected to somebody else, and that's okay. And that's okay. As long as you're in the group and you get in that space, it will help you tap into your greatness. And that's my job. My job is to push you, challenge you, and help you tap into that greatness. That's why you show up here. My job is not to hold your hand and sing kumbaya and say, I know life is hard. Life is hard for everybody. 7 billion people on the planet. You're not the only one going through the hard, but when we get together in space with other high vibe humans, that's when everything can change. I promise you that. I know that from experience. So get yourself into that Success Accelerator group. Go subscribe to my inner circle, and let's put ourselves in the places of most potential so that we can lean in, learn, and grow. I'm so thankful for you. Sometimes I still can't believe people show up and let me have these conversations with you. I'm so grateful for you. And tomorrow, again, I'll be in my team page. Stay tuned for, I don't know what we'll do on Wednesday, but maybe we can connect on Wednesday. I'll just be on a weird time, okay? So stay tuned to my stories. Hopefully we can connect. I hope you have an amazing week. I'm going to try to do as much as I can on my stories to show you all the stuff that's happening in Arizona. And I am doing the thing that I'm so advocating for you to do. And that is I'm putting myself in the place of most potential, in the room where the conversation is elevated. I'm leaning in, I'm learning, and I'm growing. I would never tell you to do what I'm not doing too. And that's what I get to do this week. So let's make it an awesome one. Happy Monday.